It will not let me, sorry about the anger at the beginning here, it will not let me flip the camera. And it's saying, or change the screen's orientation, which it would not let me do. So, anyway, frustrated Christina BlackFeather here. Oh my gosh. Sometimes YouTube is such a headache, I swear. Well, let's see. Make sure I have sound. And that I'm actually showing on my channel. Let's see. I can't believe it won't let me do that. So we're going to be looking at this. Oh, not good, not good. I'm a pro YouTuber. Okay, I have sound. Let me get live chat in a good position here, because I need to be able to see it. As I've said before, the best camera angle camera I have to work with is the iPhone. My desktop camera cannot zoom in on details, like if I'm doing chainmail or anything like that. It just, I need like a very expensive camera, and this ain't it, you know, so this iPhone is really good, so that's what I'm using. And I apologize for the rocking here. Anyway, I decided to do some painting today. Hi, Blue. And just try to make myself feel better. It's been up and down again. And I don't want to sound like a lulz cow, but my paycheck still hasn't shown up. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be fun getting gas to go to work this week, but at least I'm working. But they're finally going to get the direct deposit set up, so hopefully next paycheck in 2 weeks it'll be direct deposited, because right now the mail hasn't even come yet, and it's almost 5:30 Central Standard Time. Yeah, what a day. So, and it's also hot and muggy. I don't handle the heat well. I should be doing yard work. I should be mowing. I'm going to try later on that, but the grass is so wet because it was raining for about a day and a half. And on an electric mower, that eats up battery life really quick. So I did some housework. And now we're going to sit and paint. Yay. So I'm getting ready for Twin Cities Pagan Pride on September 7th. So anyone watching this later, if you're in the Minneapolis area and decide to come, it's just a big pagan gathering at Minnehaha Falls Park. I'm face painting for free. I do take tips. And yeah, it's fun. There's belly dancers. We have Viking reconstructionists. We have druids. We have all sorts of people. For one thing, this is all I'm going to say on those two right now, is he's pretty mad at me. So, yeah, I cannot deal with what's been going on. So, yeah. Yeah. Anybody else can look up those two later if they want any more info, but yeah, he's pretty pissed at me, and that's too bad. I got called all sorts of names. So, yeah. We'll leave it at that. Anyway, so, yeah, just trying to get ready for all sorts of things there, and it's anybody's invited, so we get people from the park that come every single year to shop, even because there's like 75 vendors, I think. I'm still trying to pay for my vendor space, but because my paycheck didn't come in on time for me to deposit it, my vendor fee bounced, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get a get a check this evening that I can deposit over the phone. It's like chaos. Yeah, 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 he did. Yep. So anyway, I'm gonna show you some progress on what I've been doing. I I couldn't even run to the food shelf yesterday because Troy came home sick from dialysis, really, really bad. I wasn't sure we weren't going to the hospital, ended up not having to. But, you know, normally I'll be sitting at the food shelf waiting at the church and draw, but I did get some progress done on the Raven. I'm very happy. He's coming out really cool. So finish up the feathers. I'm leaving this spot open for my signature because normally this is the corner I put my signature on, and then I'm gonna do the landscaping in the background, just very faint, because I want the Raven to stand out. So yeah, that's where we're sitting. He's looking pretty cool. Very happy with him. And let's see. So one of the pendants that I had started on a previous stream, you know, I did the little flower designs on the back. Come on. Here we go. Well, I got the front side done, and it's just cute. I love it. So cute. Very, very happy with her. And yes, she does kind of sparkle. Again, I layered that. I did that terracotta color first and then layered the turquoise color changing paint over it. Thank you, Beaverhausen. Welcome. So that one is done. And another one, some of these, when I get these resined, I'm going to be setting these to hemp, these smaller handmade pendants. And one of them will be a giveaway. Well, it'll be before I ever put them up on sale, somebody's going to be able to get their choice of which ones. So that includes Therian pendants, that, you know, anything like that. Like there's the bear. Got the bear. Oh, it's kind of hard to paint him on that size. Oh. Yeah, well, he did. And there's the bear's paw, of course. Then the horse, I'm debating if I repaint the horse or if I just reset where I put the hook for it, because I screwed up. Now the horse hoof, the 3-dimensional hoof, went the right direction. And I've got metallic on the shoe, even the nails to hold the shoe on. Then I screwed up and painted the horse head the wrong direction. So I might actually repaint it. It's acrylic. I can cover it up pretty easy. But that one fixed will be one of the options. Then, of course, there's the black and white possum one with the vines and the Therian symbol on it. The deer track, which also could be kind of a broken heart, I guess. And that one's got the Therian symbol on it as well. And thank you, Cass, and welcome aboard. And then, of course, I've got the wolf's head. And these, I just sculpted random shapes with air dry clay and painted by hand. And they're all going to be covered in resin. I don't know if I'm going to do any more yet. We'll see. But yeah, this is the one I'm working on today. If anyone wants to look him up, there is a Mustang that's named Picasso. And he is a wild Mustang, and he's just gorgeous. I used him for the general shape. But, of course, this one is not going to look the same. I don't know what I'm doing around the medicine wheel yet. But I wanted to at least get the horse in and give myself a feel of what I'm looking for today. Because I have no clue. We're just gonna have to take it. I do have my colors set out. And today I've got sugar-free tea that I got yesterday at McDonald's, and so no sweetener, and I threw some extra lemon in there, still no sweetener, and I got a sugar-free dew sitting here, and it's warm. You can probably see there's a little sweat on me, but that's all right. So, and thank you, Blue. I'm glad you liked that, Raven, because I think, I've got like 17 hours in him. Oh yeah, I still get myself when I'm needle felting. You know, those long barbed needles that you use, I still sometimes get myself with those. That does not feel good. Those things are sharp. And yeah, so I thought I would just make myself feel better, do some painting before we do housework some more today, because tomorrow I work a 16-hour night shift again. It gets to be long. But while my patients are sleeping, I get to make jewelry and stuff and get ready for my shows. So, all right, I'm going to flip the camera. Please, please, please ignore the messy desk. Oh my God. I have not straightened out my desk. I apologize for the camera quake. As I said, YouTube will not let me flip the orientation. It's being a butt today. So, oh, thank you. Oh my God, I forgot the most important thing. And of course, I don't have my pretty face involved. Let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome back. Anyway, the most important thing, and no, I am not sponsored, but I should be. Bob Ross, positive energy. When you need positive energy, you need Bob Ross. There you go. I love Bob Ross. He's awesome. He was awesome. It's sad though that all the Bob Ross products, the money doesn't even go to his. All right, let's try this. Come on. This is why I have been streaming a lot less, is I'm having issues. Lots and lots of issues. Just extremely frustrating. It was part of why I lost the work from home job that I had, because I couldn't stay connected to be entering Medicare information and stuff. And then it didn't work for a month and a half, and I'm still trying to get my paycheck stuff straightened out. But yeah, unstable internet. Yay, it's a thing. Okay, abused palette. I so wish I had landscape orientation. This is gonna bug the daylights out of me. All right. Move that over there. I need to be at my brush water so I don't accidentally drink it. Done that. that was not a brilliant moment in my day, I'll tell you. Okay. So right now, I think I'm just gonna work on his shape, so I'm going to go with the light brown just to give myself a background here. At least to get the shape in. I'm using a mixture of different paints. I've got Craft Smart here. I've got Apple Barrel. I've got, what's the other one? The bigger fanciers. I've got Testers here. Americana Slate Grays. Oh, Deco Art, that's the one. Deco Art makes a color changing paint that is just incredible, and that's what I use to kind of add the glittery coating on this one. Their color changing paint is phenomenal. There we go. I had to give myself a little more light. There we go. So I think it's like $5 or something like that for the color changing, but it's so worth it. If you're into painting, you definitely want to get that one. This is just giving myself a brown base coat here. I did 2 of them for Grampy Lobster. I had done what the heck, Eiffel Tower for his wife, and I did a Buddha for his wife as well. And then for his daughter, I had done a drawing of Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And then also had, he had one of my dragons, Snaggletooth. So Holly has Snaggletooth now, of course, since Grampy's gone. But yeah, he had several of my pieces. I was so proud. And then of course there was the smoking lobster with the Motorhead hat on, and I keep finding and then losing the drawing of Grampy, of the lobster riding on a scooter. I gotta finish inking that one and clean it up and get it scanned in. I'm going to turn that into a coloring book page for one thing, and then also I'll finish it and color it myself too. Oops. Keep forgetting where my phone is oriented here. Then I guess too, I've heard some people talking that Irate Alex has been active, so I haven't watched him in a long time, but I did Lord Bear for him. I love Lord Bear. Lord Bear is awesome. Brr, blum. Brr. Brr. You're not climbing on me. You're not climbing on me, kitten. Nope, nope, nope. She's gonna try, because she's a little stinker. Well, let's do some of the yellow. I want to make sure that I get the colors from the medicine wheel into the horse. And I may try to make around the medicine wheel look like beadwork and have the horse in front of the beadwork. That's what I'm contemplating. Right now this is just me laying in the colors. I'm going to be working over top of this. 'Cause I want his head to stand out from the colors on the wheel. Boy, I might as well have her just broadcast today. The problem we have with Balam is that she's kind of perpetually in heat, and because of the size of the umbilical hernia she has, which takes up most of her belly, I'm actually afraid to have her spayed because I don't know how much pain she's going to end up in afterward. So we're just kind of dealing with it. I mean, she flies up that tower, does her pole dancing and everything. It doesn't seem to bother her in the slightest, and I'd rather have a happy cat that's not feeling any discomfort versus going in and try to fix it and then it turns out that she's bad afterwards. Because when we had Mina, she she got spayed at the Humane Society before we got her, and that cat could not be held. She had to be held only a certain way because she'd be in pain if you touched her. So I'd rather have Balam be comfortable and happy. She's just noisy. Okay, let's go back to the light brown. Now is where I start trying to blend things in a little bit. That light brown is just not covering today. Let's go with a darker brown maybe. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Okay, come on. Come on out of the container of paint. Come on. There you go. Good brown paint. I'm kind of going back to my roots here a little bit. The really good thing about the acrylic is it's pretty darn forgiving, no matter what you do to it. Okay, let's go back with the yellow over here. I want the colors a little bit more abstract is what I'm kind of going for here. But we'll see, maybe not. This does give me an undercoat to work with. Okay, back to the brown. You can see some of the red is coming through. Now I'm going to do a little bit more. Because depending on how light hits a horse or a dog or anything else, there's going to be changes to the coat. And when we have a brown horse, most of the changes are going to be in reds. A Palomino, most of your changes you're going to see oranges and browns. And of course a brown horse, you're going to see the browns in there too. Your blacks, you're either going to have a brown black or you're going to have a blue black. The blue black is, you're going to see more cooler tones in their coat. Okay, time to switch to a smaller brush. As you see, I'm away from the white back here now. So now I want to get the white down the face. Now initially I just laid the shape out with brush strokes. I did not draw this ahead of time. And so that's what I'm continuing with. He's going to have a blue eye. So when you have a horse with a blue eye, if brown is around the eye, then the eye's going to be black. If you have a paint, or like my show pony that I used to have, he was Welsh Cob and quarter horse. He had a huge blaze across his face, and so one eye was black and the other eye was blue. And his name was Agate for a reason, is because of that eye. It looked really cool. But some horses can actually be blind in the blue eye. I'm kind of doing this more rough and spotted. I will fill the nostrils in here at some point. Oh, I got a doggy barking outside. I have to deliver a really heavy bag of dog food to the neighbor later because Chewy delivered their 50-pound bag of dog food to the wrong house. Oh my God. It's like, really, I think I'm just going to stop over there, knock on their door, say, can you come get your darn big bag of dog food? Because I'm not carrying it. Let's do that. I want to do some white over this way. And you notice the brown is coming out through it, giving it more of a dappling effect. This is acrylic paint, but the trick is to work very fast, one area at a time. To be able to blend the colors. So that's what I'm doing here. And I will smooth out some of the face some more once the paint initial layer dries there. This spot I'm not going to. I'm going to give some more spots here. Well, let's see. I got some paint off of the brush so I can dry brush a little more because I want to dapple him if I can. One I have to experiment with is painting strawberry roans. Their colors are so different. I did find out something interesting with roans, though, which, you know, we never had a roan horse. But just like Appaloosas, their colors sometimes will change from year to year, even from winter to spring. So there's one horse person that's on YouTube, and they had to explain what a or what their blue roan does, because the horse seems to keep changing color all the time. And they're like, well, yeah, because this is a roan, this is what they do. And people were accusing them of showing a different horse, and where did the other horse go, and all of this. And it's like, no, it's the same horse. He just tends to change color. Okay. I think I'm going to dabble in some more of the darker brown. Well, this is looking pretty decent right down here. So what I'm doing is I'm working on the coat, and then I am going to work on the mane. We'll dabble in here. And I'm going to dabble in a little yellow over here because I kind of want the light to look like it's coming from this side. Having the medicine wheel be the light. So take that, a little more of the dark brown. Just blend it together as much as I can. Okay, then I'm going to go over to the black. We're finally going to head over that way. Still working on the coat. This is called the brisket right here. It does look like bosoms, but it's not. I know some people have a little weirdness about horse anatomy sometimes, and it's like, no, that's not a bosom. That is just where the chest muscles work. Like the equivalent of our pectoral muscles. Now I'm just letting the colors mix on the brush too. There we go. For anyone watching later, I do have a link in the description of my Cash App if you're willing to help with gas or food money, because the other thing was too is that somebody got a hold of my debit card, so I'm waiting for a new card to come from the bank, so I can't even really access anything right now, but it's been a frustrating week. Because of the check issue, I've had stuff bounce because of automatic payments that were supposed to go in Friday, and it's just like, it just keeps going. It just really super annoying. I hate sounding like some other people on YouTube. And there's a few of them. I also found out that on TikTok, it is an actual trend to do live streams where they're doing nothing but e-begging. It was one woman was e-begging for $2,300, showed all her stuff packed up. And it's like, okay, you knew this and this is your rent? You know, what the heck? Of course, she got nothing but laughed at on it. Like, really? If you're living that far above your means, I mean, it's one thing when stuff gets screwed up. That happens. Job loss happens. That all happens at times. But to deliberately do that, and like, seriously, people. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back to the black. I haven't gone to the ears yet because I gotta get these other things first, and of course I'm using the detailed brush now, so. And I am using some lines here. Okay. We're gonna start going here. I see where I screwed up there. That was where I had screwed up earlier. So I'm gonna fix that. This thing about having a flat background back there. If I don't get this dried within a good certain time here, then we'll switch to one of the medallions. And I was gonna put the video together of my mom's paintings. It turns out that there were two more paintings I didn't see. One of them was hanging right there and I didn't realize it was hers, so next time I'm out there I gotta get that. And then hopefully the kitchen table and the chairs that she wood burned cowboy scenes on. It's a pretty incredible set. And I gotta get all that cataloged. I've had people think that the painting I posted, and I did the short on, I've had people think it was a Remington. No, it's hers. So that kind of inspired me to get back to painting some horses again. Go with a smaller brush. Teeny brush. There you can see. You consider that's how big this canvas is. That's how big the brush is. When I did the large painting of the Dragon of Marduk, I used a brush this big. That's Chell meowing. And that big. On a 16 by 24 inch canvas. So yeah. What? Did you, oh, you had a toy? Did you have a toy? You know, he's up there. Oh, you don't care. Oh, she's getting groomed by Wraith. Although she's going to chase him off the steamer trunk by pushing her way. But at least they're not fighting. Oh my God, the drama that we had after he came back having his surgery. Cats recognized by smell. And unfortunately, Wraith smelled different. He smelled like the vet. And so the girls did not recognize him because he did not smell right. And boy, the fights, oh my God, it was awful. And the thing is a cat will see one, they do some on looks, because we had another Bombay here named Cleopatra that we were fostering, and then we wanted to adopt her, but the girls just did not like her. Wraith got along with her fantastic, but because he's a Bombay as well, it didn't go very well. So he'd be up the stairs, and the girls thought that he was Cleopatra, I think, and so they'd be on the warpath that way too. And since he didn't smell right, it was not a good time. There we go. I need to be able to have the divot above the eye. Getting ready to place the eye. Okay. I think Balam is jealous. They say cats don't get jealous. Yeah, they do. They get jealous all the time. That looks like a better spot. All right. That was kind of frustrating right there. Layer in some more. I don't know why, because the main's going to be going down that. Okay. Now, I want to clean that brush off. I don't want to leave that one in the water because the tip will get bent. So when I do sell this one, it's probably going to be 45. My Little Pony paintings that I've done on this same size canvas are 30 in person. I can't really sell them on Etsy because of copyright issues, but they also take a lot less work than this one is. It's a different type of painting, you know. Okay. I want to do a little teeny bit of the red with the white. A little more. Now with the black, so I can create a decent gray. Oh my god, Shell is grooming Wraith. Wow. Just the wonders don't cease here. So if you're hearing a clicking sound, that's Shell grooming Wraith. Okay. Right. Placement of the eye can be a challenge. Actually turned out lower than what I had planned initially, but I think I'm going to leave that red spot there and then put the glass eye in because I kind of like that red spot right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's switch back over to the gray here. Throw a little bit of brown in there. And more white. Oh. Nice. Okay, now I'm gonna need a little bit of the turquoise blue. And then I will start working on the mane because the body is looking done here. So go back to the super tiny brush. This brush is Army Painter. I had gotten it at Noble Night Games in Wisconsin on the way to Bristol for when we went to the Renaissance last month. I don't even know, this might be a triple aught or something like that. It is a really tiny, tiny brush. Don't want a stark blue eye there. And that was a Bob Ross moment with the paintbrush. Oh my gosh. I don't want to get the highlight in the black. I want it in the blue part. But I think I am going to extend the black just a little bit, give it a little more definition from the white in the background there. This size is really hard to get super detail in. Okay. I don't want to go to that brush. Get that one out of the water. Go to this one. Okay, so I'm back at that brush again. A very long brush with a fine tip. And so the tricky part is I'm going to do some dark brown first, and then the black, and then I'm going to layer white in so that anywhere that it seems to be against the black background on the medicine wheel, because this I still don't know what I'm doing yet, but along the medicine wheel I want to make sure that the horse's mane stands out. So it is going to require 3 or 4 colors. I'm even thinking of diving back into that red, but I want to make sure this is dry here before I lay my hand down. The other trick too though is I need to make sure it stands out from the other ear, so that that other ear is behind. I knew a paint horse named Caesar that he actually wasn't just paint with the 2 colors, he was 3 colors. So his mane was black and white, and then his body was brown and white. He was a good looking paint horse too. Oh my gosh. Very handsome animal. And his owner had me do a Briar horse of him. And that was a challenge because all of his spots and everything, he had on his side a big C in white. It was pretty cool. So that's how he ended up with his name Caesar. I'm using a very, very light touch right here. still gonna have to go back over some of this with black because my hand just shook. There we go. Okay, now the mane. Well, let's go back to the red. So quiet on my live streams. Like if you do watch later, please share, like, and subscribe. Pass me along because it's just like it gets so quiet. Because I try to be drama free and family friendly, it tends to get very quiet here. Okay, I know you can't probably exactly see what's going on here, but I am laying the red down first. Again. Because he is a wild Mustang, he does not have the bridle path shorn here. And that's when what they call it is when you have part of this shaved so that the bridle doesn't pull on the mane and cause sores and pull the mane out and stuff. You have what's called a bridle path. And yeah, wild horses don't have that. Although sometimes if the mane flips back and forth, you'll see areas where it there's like a shadow where it's flipped, but not in this case. Now, if you're doing a mare that is not arched, sometimes the stallions will have a big fat along the top of their neck, and it also depends on the breeds, of course. The mares don't have that, but it's part of protection for the stallion for his neck and withers to have that extra layer of fat there. Because some of their fights, they can get really severely hurt. What Balam? Oh, you didn't like that Chel's got your boyfriend there, huh? Yeah, they're cuddled together. That's so cute. God. I'm not going to flip around the camera so you guys could see, though. Sorry. Ah. Hi, Fluff. Yeah, it's definitely not a cow. Welcome aboard. Thank you for popping in. Yeah, this is going to be a painting I have up for sale. It's on a 3-dimensional canvas. So I'm going to have running horses all along the sides. I'm thinking I'm not sure if I'm going to mimic beadwork all the way around the medicine wheel or how I'm going to edge this medicine wheel yet. I suppose I could, just leave it divided simply like this, do kind of beaded frame, and then have the feathers hanging down and stuff, and then edge the black and keep the black on there. That would look pretty cool, I think. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Just share, share, share. And yeah, that's my cat Balam in the background. She always brrrs all the time. Although if she really wants something, she'll yell at you. It's funny. She's got a personality that's just something else. So I layered the red in first for the mane. Now I'm just going with the black, and then I'm going to highlight with the white as well. I think the one area of mane I could have done it white, but that's okay. And I don't want to cover up the roan work that I did here, the dappling. So I'm trying not to make his mane way too long. Okay. And thank you, Fluff. Chill, meow. Why is everybody always meowing at me? Yeah, I love to paint dragons too, but it's like I'm kind of going back to my roots here because I used to not watch my mother paint because she wouldn't allow me to. But she's kind of really picky. Like she couldn't stand having people watch her paint like I do with face painting and stuff out in public. But I'd see her paintings. I mean, they're all over the house. So, and then of course I was showing horses and everything. And the first artists I studied, because she studied them, was Orrin Mixer and Frederick Remington. Of course, my mom's style is very similar to Remington's. Mine is not. But yeah, I just wanted to go back to something that is pretty traditional in my family, is the horses. And because we had a lot of Chippewa and Ojibwa and stuff on the horse farm because we were boarding and training, lots of training. Oh my God. Lots of cowboys, lots of indigenous, and that's how I grew up, even though I'm German. And so this is even the indigenous stuff, like what I'm painting now, is part of my heritage. So I wanted to kind of harken back to that today. So the medicine wheel, I just used a really large bottle of paint, set it on there, and painted around it to get the perfect circle. That was not freehand. So it's just, kind of honoring my past a little bit here and the life I used to lead, and I miss it so much. I love being a nurse, don't get me wrong, but I really miss this. There's sometimes I just sit and cry because I miss this. I'm going to get a little highlight right up here along where that black is so it stands out. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Let's get the ear a little bit standing out from there. So we're going to mix a little white, a little bit of the brown. Thank you, Fluff. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those days, you know. I'll show you the small pendants I did too. I got some really decent ones done, so. They came out pretty nice. Although the one I screwed up, oh, I showed it earlier, but I got the horseshoe done on the opposite side, which came out perfect. Here we go. I think he's done. Jeez. I surprise myself sometimes. It's like I look at it and it's like, did I do that? Oh my God. So anyway, when I did the live stream where I showed how to just work with air dry clay, and I had sculpted the horse hoof. Okay. So painted that. I got the metallics on it. You can see that shine for the horseshoe. Got the handprints and everything painted. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a horse head on the other side. Okay, here's the problem. You see, I got the metal hook is embedded in the clay up here. I'm going to have to repaint the horse because guess what I did? Oh, and I had live streamed this and didn't catch what I did while I was painting it. Unfortunately, it's acrylics on air dry clay. It's going to repaint really nice. I didn't coat it in resin yet, but it's like, are you serious? Yeah, so at least this painting, there is a photograph of it and there's a video record of it. So it will not go away forever. Thank you. But you know, it'd be a beautiful bracelet medallion if I had another one this way. And what I could do is clip that off and then glue one, but I like the strength of this hook because sometimes necklaces get tugged. So I'm just going to go and repaint the horse. It'll be easier. And of course, there's the wolf. You can see how tiny he is because he's right in my hands. So yeah, I've got a few more to paint yet, and when I get the pendants done and get the hemp necklaces made, they're going to be just for doing the giveaway on this channel, and the winner's going to be able to pick whichever one they want. And then the rest will go up for sale. But there's the bear. I did the bear. He's got his brown fishies here. You know, I tried to make it look a little more primitive. And of course, we got the possum paw print. I'm getting the symbols actually pretty good for freehanding them things. The deer hoof or the broken heart. And with that one, that was freehand. And of course, the little dragon I sculpted was just random. Thank you. Then this goddess I showed her earlier too. I had painted that in another stream. I had done the terracotta paint over the air dry clay, and then I used deco art color changing turquoise. Well, then the other day I did the back half of her, and the glitter from the color changing paint showed through the green that I used. So I actually really like that goddess. Just cute. So that one was a win, despite what I did with that horse. Like, seriously, I cannot believe I did that. Let me grab that paint quick. Oh, I have also Deco Art Extra Sheen Metallic. This, they make the best metallic paints. Oh my God, they're gorgeous. So for doing dragons and stuff, it's really nice color. Yeah, I use the metallics a lot, but this is the one, it's supposed to be uh, dra- Dragonfly Glaze. So it is a glaze color, and this is what the paint looks like. It is a holo paint, a holographic. It's just fantastic. And this is folk art. Um, blue, green, gold, color changing top coat. Also can be used for gouache, which is nice. And then where's the other one? Ah, there's the extra sheen. Here we go. So I was wrong. It isn't deco, it's folk art, and it's the color shift. And this is the turquoise. I love this turquoise so much. And it this stuff is like, I think, $5 a bottle or something like that at Hobby Lobby and Michael's. And this color, this is what the paint looks like. The lid is not lying. It is a fantastic paint. So between that and the Dragonfly Glaze by Folk Art, and then the Deco Art Metallics, this is a bronze. They call it Rich Espresso. It's a gorgeous color. So when I do use metallics, it's these, because their colors are amazing. So I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this background yet. I need to figure that out. So that's going to be me looking at more medicine wheels again, I'm afraid. Some of the black hasn't dried yet. Still wet spot right there. So we're going to set him aside. Well, not too side. I need to have him on camera. And yeah, Fluff, it just, I had the unpleasant thing with YouTube where it would not let me landscape my phone today. It's YouTube was just being a butt. So, I could probably fix this. I think that's a good project for today. Let's fix this. Gosh. I can't even begin to say how stupid I feel that I did that. So I guess it's not that bad though, because I mean, even the old masters, they had canvases they painted over, especially if they were practicing. There he goes. Okay, everybody, he's gone. If they've taken, done scans of some of the old masters' paintings, and there's stuff underneath, because they used to have to hand make their canvases and hand frame them, and the material could be expensive. So they'd just go right over top of it again, especially if it wasn't canvas, it was on board. Then they would do that. I know I've got some really, really fancy canvas boards. I'm going to leave that feather, I think. I've got super fancy ones upstairs in my art studio. I'll redo the feather. What the heck? Let's redo the whole thing. I forgot what those panels are called, but the old masters used to use them, and they were expensive then, and they're for oils. So if I work in oils, that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, base coat. This is going to turn into a gray for a bit. I'm doing a cover up. Watching too much Ink Master lately. I'll get that bright blue back in and stuff. This is going to have to dry. Oh, Chell, have you got a toy again, or are you upset Daddy's in bed? No, Mau. Mau. I forgot which paw this was. I gotta look that up. 1 second. That definitely is a paw. Animal paw prints. Okay. What was that one? 4 toes. Kind of the triangular shape. I think because I was gonna paint the claws on. It's either dog or fox is really close. Or wolf. Not wide enough to be tiger. Actually, that is coyote. That's what I did. Okay. That's coyote. Okay. So, not that brush. That brush. And I know it's kind of weird. I tend to work in blues a lot. I like blues. Especially since the coyote print itself is going to be in black. The blues are going to make it really stand out. Actually, let's do something better. Where did I put it? Oh. I'm going to get my favorite color change out. Love this paint. Maybe that wasn't the one I was using. Because it's not open. I was wrong again. Here's the turquoise. This is more a green, the other one that I showed. This is the turquoise, because this one's open. And again, look at that luscious color. It's just like, oh my God, so gorgeous. So I'm going to do the regular turquoise color, and then I'm going to put that over top. And then the paw print will be in black. This is a 3-dimensional paw print on this one. I think they look better if I'm doing them as a indented paw print, but I was showing the sculpting end of it. What? Oh, turquoise paint is in the big bottle. I was looking for a small bottle. I was having a dome. And I'm just lately been kind of obsessed with the blues. I think it's because I just have such luscious colors. The colors are so gorgeous, I just can't help it. I'm gonna go a little bigger brush. You notice I do have some on the pads of the print itself. That does not matter because I will be putting the paw print in, painting it itself afterward. But the thing is to get the color worked into the crevices of the sculpt. Oops. So it ends up looking like a mess for a bit. Oops. I'm going to have to separate out the cats pretty soon and let them have their food because Wraith is on a medical diet. So he has to eat separately. Someday we'll get the automatic feeders that go by the microchip. And the girls will have to have the collars for the microchip. He's already chipped. But I still identify with it. I mean, I am Wiccan. I grew up in a family with a lot of German folk magic and then the Native American stuff besides Chippewa, Lakota, and Sioux. That's the tribe members we had hanging around all the time. Even when I was a baby, they were carrying me around at horse shows and stuff. But as a teenager, I was out in the woods all the time, but doing what I realize are quadrobics, and I was always acting like the wolf, being a wolf, spend hours out there, and it was kind of my escape from stuff that was going on in home and at school. Even in high school, I did that, and I was always by myself, as far as I didn't have too many friends. I was the geek. I was a geek before it was a thing, really. I'm 56. I started on computers when I was 11 years old and just continued. So I was very much the geek, and then being in the public eye at horse shows and everything, and there was bullying and stuff going on in school and that, and I'd be out making shelters out of found logs. I'd be making dens that way, and with native grasses and mullein branches and things like that. And one of them stood for 14 years in the woods, one of the dens that I made. Had done that one teepee style and then partly covered it with dirt and stuff. And I would just sit in there and just be. And in the last couple of years, since I have been, kind of like, I've gotten into the dragon puppets. They're fun to make. A few years back, I thought it was all kind of silly with the Therian thing. I guess more because I was looking at the otherkin angle of it and didn't know Therian was a thing. And after being on some of the channels that talk about it, it's like I realized that's what I was doing back then. Yeah, and mine's in the Minnesota woods, so it's amazing with all the snow and everything that one of my dens actually stayed. But I didn't have a name for what I was doing. It was just that was my escape. I did paint and draw and stuff like that, but when I was out in the woods, that's who I was. It wasn't me being a hunter or anything like that, like other people would be with their guns. I used to fire a crossbow and compound bow. Would go hunting with my dad on that, but that was a different thing than when I was out in the woods by myself. And even when I was 6, I used to be up in the trees with the cats. The cats were my friends. So I think I was showing tendencies way back then. And to me now, I see that as a form of shamanism. And there are Therians I know that would probably argue with me on that one. But if they hear me out on this, is these things were important to our culture or our cultures way back. My family actually was, there were warring tribes in Germany back in the 11th century. And my family is from one of those tribes. And we were very tribal. I mean, everyone was very tribal at the beginning. And, maybe not so much in Europe, because a lot of that got lost due to royalty and everything else. But in Germany at the time, yeah, it was. And it's something that we've culturally just lost. It's disappeared unless you're indigenous American or indigenous African. I mean, there are tribes active out there. There's tribes active in the Amazon and stuff. But you get into our modern Western society and we don't have rites of passage. We don't have, I mean, other than maybe gangs or football teams or, whatever sports in high school and stuff, we like to be with like people. We like to create our own tribe, our own niche, and things like shamanism and stuff like that did get lost in all of this shuffle and all of our big buildings and are crowded together, and even in apartments and everything. We have no way to express that anymore. And I think Theranism is a way that people younger than me are exploring themselves and exploring that shamanistic part of themselves. And so I don't see anything wrong with it. I just don't. I've got a bunch of masks I want to start making and stuff if I can get things to settle down after my craft shows this fall. And I want to make some yarn tails. Although I've got real fox tails. I have deer skulls. I have bones. I have got northern winter fox hides. I've got all sorts of stuff like that. I've always had stuff like that. And that's just how I connect to nature. Now, we call that in witchcraft circles, we call that vulture culture. Somebody to really look at, if you have her on Facebook or look her up on Etsy, the Green Wolf on Etsy. Her name is Lupa Green Wolf. She's written several books about shamanism and using animal hides and bones and stuff in modern witchcraft. And I think that is an important part. It's something we should not be afraid of, and we should not be afraid of our connection with animals, and we should not be afraid of our mortality even, and our connection to the earth. So there's my soapbox on that. It was a long soapbox. All right, now I'm gonna try to get this paw in here. Now it's just Blum on the steamer trunk. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm very akin to dragons. Wolf was my other one. I later figured out that the cat that I am attuned to more is the cougar. I've had several instances with them. The cougar providing me strength during my divorce from my first husband, or from my husband, and also when I nearly lost my kids in childbirth, both of them. And the cougar's always been very powerful to me. Um, I do say that's my totem. There's some people would that try to say, oh, well, if you use words totem and spirit animal and spirit guide, that it's um, uh, cultural appropriation. No, it's not. It's a religious thing. Um, I may be a little otherkin. Who knows? Too old to tell now. But yeah, one time, and this is funny, other people have heard this story, but it's true. I lived up in the North Woods in between Duluth and Eveleth, Minnesota at the time. And I had this one cat named Lucky. And she's just this tiny, tiny little thing. And my first real major encounter with cougar, uh, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was playing Ultima Online, and I had a half a wine cooler. And my kids were sleeping. My ex then husband was out doing something. Um, he was out doing something all the time. But I was by myself and just in a super long t-shirt, nightshirt, you know. And all of a sudden, I hear this cat scream outside the window. And I'm in the living room. And I thought, oh my God, Lucky's outside. I better go get her. Well, so here I am with just this long t-shirt. So I go and I throw on a pair of cowboy boots I had sitting at the door. And I walk out to I grabbed my husband's, he had a really huge mag flashlight. Thing was monstrously long. So I grabbed that and made it out to the garage, grabbed a pitchfork. And as I turn the corner of the house with the pitchfork in hand, I can't find my cat. The flashlight dies on the cougar standing right in front of me. It shined on the cat's face, and then the light was out. The thing starts, they huff. They get angry, they'll huff at you. They go, oh, oh, oh. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm dead. I'm so dead. So I took the pitchfork, held it above my hand so that it was above my head, so it was this direction. So not aimed at the cat, but just above my head. And I jumped up and down and screamed like a Xena warrior princess. Scared the cougar off. It took off like a shot. I think several deer in the woods did too at the same time. I turn around, back around the corner of the house. Here comes Lucky, just as happy as a lark. It turns out that female cougar, when they're in heat, will sound like a domestic house cat in trouble. I found that out later. But then we also had one guy who's known for counting bears and stuff up north. He, with the DNR, he came out to take the report of the cougar sighting. Oh dear. My wife opened the bedroom door, so the cats went scrambling just now. But yeah, that was my real life face-to-face encounter with a cougar. Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, that was bravado on my part or sheer stupidity, something, but I didn't know what else to do. It's like, okay, I gotta make myself scary somehow, and so.
Sheer stupidity.
Oh, sheer stupidity, my wife says. But, you know, screaming like Xena warrior princess, yeah, that seemed to work. I don't advise it. I don't advise encountering one out in the woods in the middle of the night. But boy, what an image that must make in people's heads. Yeah. Yeah. And I do get possums out in my garden, by the way, too. They're great animals. Not the cutest, but they are fantastic animals. And I did find out from somebody that I follow on TikTok that possums like to be petted and they will drool. And you don't mind I read your story aloud because I don't know if YouTube's going to replay the live chat or not. Waiting for you to get that typed in. In the meantime, for anybody watching later, the reason I had decided to do these pendants with air dry clay is because I saw TikTok compilation where somebody had made an amulet, a Therian amulet out of cardboard, and they did the hole where it was facing front to back, so the amulet's always going to flip back and forth and never lay right. And plus, out of cardboard, you know, that gets wet, that's pretty well ruined. Because I'm going to be doing these in resin, they're not going to be getting wet. There. So that is the coyote. So I gotta let that dry. That looks really nice. I'm so in love with that darned paint. It's so gorgeous. All right. Okay, so Fluffy the Therian says, or Fluff the Therian. I don't know why Fluffy is stuck in my head. Probably because Balam is so fluffy. She's just cute. So I was at camp and we were doing a trail. Out of the bushes, I heard a possum screaming its head off. Then it ran across the trail into the woods. We saw its eyes gleaming out of a tree and it ran. Yeah, we had a neighbor kid was teasing our possum. And of course, he thought it was funny. The possum didn't think it was funny. So I got to witness the possum chasing the neighbor kid across the alley. It was the best. I laughed. Yeah. Yeah. What's the next one? Yeah. About the cat? Okay. Now I got to get this horse painted the right way. Oh, no. I need to get that background down first. That's right. Because that muddy color is just ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Oh, is that him? Yeah, that's him.
That's him. She's getting attention.
Oh gosh, Wraith is jealous that Chell's getting attention.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let me do this.
Oh, he'll lay upside down in Mommy's arms.
Chow.
Yeah, I needed that black on the edging still. Blend that in. I'm giving, in case anyone's wondering, I'm giving Fluff time to type there. Okay. So once again, we're on a trail. We saw 3 cats, ginger, tortoiseshell, and white. They were just walking in a small clearing. Seemed like the cats were hunting something. It was really cool, and we named them the Leaf Clan cats. I love it. Yeah, we have one that looks like Chell here that is a male that's outside. I don't know. I really don't like people letting their city cats out because they can get easily hurt or worse. But we have one that he's a good sized male, but he looks like Chell, and he's just a pretty thing. I'd love to be able to pet him, but no. I got to come up with a name for him. Yeah, I'll hear the one of the seagull, and then I'll tell you one I've had with seagulls, which is funny. Right now I'm just working on blending the background color in. Again, do it while the acrylic is wet. And even though the acrylic is wet, I'm going to go dry brushing now with black. Maybe, if it lets me.
No.
And my wife goes, no. There we go. All right, that's looking like I want it. Back to the original color I had.
Sorry.
Okay, now yeah, I'm gonna have to think on the medicine wheel designs.
Ooh.
Just staring at it, trying to figure out what I'm doing. All right, we were at a place I can't say, and we saw a seagull chasing over other seagulls away from a little clearing in the ground. He had a black spot on his beak, and we named him Chirpy. So you know it's him. Yeah. I had a Chesapeake Bay Retriever, 92-pound dog named Sassy Lady Charlemagne. She was registered, and show dog line, and we would go up to Lake Superior and Two Harbors and stuff, and we had the dog in this little car, and we're at Two Harbors, and we didn't even get out of the car yet. We parked the car, and a whole bunch of seagulls start swarming the car. The dog just about broke the car window trying to get through to get at the birds. It was a lot to hold her back. I don't know. I guess the seagulls must have thought that they were going to get free food or something. They just swarmed us in this little Ford Escort or whatever it was. What? What? Mo? You can wait a minute. So, Fluff, since you weren't... Wraith, stop pulling the cords. Stop it. Get out of the cords. Ugh, cats. I think I am going to be pretty well done with the painting, so I will flip the camera over so you guys can see the cat. Yeah, I got to figure out what to do with the rest of that painting. That one's going to take a little longer than I thought on a small canvas. But yeah, so Fluff, you can see my progress on the Raven. Got a bit more to go yet. Thank you. I needed to hear that today. Yeah, so he's just Sharpie fine point marker. That's it. I did base drawing with pencil, and of course things have changed since, but I wanted to just work black and white with him. I'm contemplating, I was considering doing a hoop dancer, a native hoop dancer, but I'm thinking I might do a horse skull drawing after this first. Not really sure. So now somebody has been waiting. Okay, Wraith. Wraith. Seriously? Now what are you looking at? Come on. Mariel, they're waiting. Come on. Get up here. There's my boy. That's cute, Fluff. No, we're not showing butt. This is a family-friendly show. I'm sure they want to see your eyes again, though. Huh? No? Since when are you stubborn with the camera? Really? Oh. Butt down. This is my Bombay Thomas Wraith. Named after the vampire hairdresser in the Dresden Files. Because he does like to try and groom my hair. You're what, 7 now? Going to be 7. Was he 6 or 7?
6.
You're 6. You're going to be 7 in the spring. What message is held for review? Oh, Cat, you're drooling all over me. There. I had to show that. Because he is. He is just that cute.
What?
What was that? What? Goofball.
That's exactly what that was.
I don't know.
Goofball.
Balam. No, Balam? Don't. She's not wanting to be held right now. Oh, no, I'm covered in cat hair. Oh my God. That's up my nose. Always. Okay, and yeah, so that copper art back there came from a thrift store. Oh, he spooked at the mailman. Means my paycheck is finally going to show up. And then that one is a face painting sign I did in 2004, I think. No, 2007. And so I still carry that to outdoor events. It's on a framed canvas, and because of the glaze I used on it, it's been in the rain and everything else, and it's hung in there. But eventually I want to change it up and make a new one. Maybe do that this winter. I had done it in that style because we were doing historical rendezvous at the time, so it had to have this certain poster type look to it, and I want to keep that, but I've improved on doing faces since, so I want to redo that sign. But other than that, I have more housework to do and see if maybe I can mow out there if the grass is dried enough, because the lawn is running away. So anyway, thank you guys for popping in. Hope you had fun. Make sure to like and share, and subscribe if you feel like it, and definitely share. I want to be able to get my art scene out there a lot more. It needs to be. Hopefully I want to start going live on Saturdays. Just it depends. Like last weekend I had to go see my parents, but I'd like to do like earlier mornings on Saturdays, depending on how I'm feeling. This week I had been feeling physically pretty rough, and so it just, I'm today though, I'm like, it was too wet, so couldn't mow, so let's live stream. But especially since I have paintings to finish and stuff before Pagan Pride, I'd like to be able to live stream and paint at the same time, so I'll try and announce when I'm going live again so more people know. Like I said, I don't plan ahead though. YouTube's my hobby and it's fun, but I also need to be able to talk to people more and just relax, and this has been very, very relaxing for me, so I got to get back into it, doggone it. All right, so do keep an eye on my comments section. I do post there pretty regularly, on my community tab, I should say, and I'll try to get some more shorts up as well. But yeah, thank you for coming, everybody, and I hope you have a great time and a good rest of your weekend. And you know what? Maybe, okay, YouTube, I think you can email me. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of how we would do this, because I want to make sure that it's you and not somebody else, because maybe we can just do a live stream together, because I know I can do that off the phone. Just have a crafting stream or something. So, yeah, yeah, I think you can contact me through YouTube's email system, and that'll get to my main email, and then we can just talk that way, because it'll notify me of the account name, so I know it's you. Oh, well, we will wait until then, and then we'll do it and have a crafting stream. How does that sound? Okay, cool. And just so anybody else knows, this is a family-friendly channel. This is LGBTQ friendly. We came out last year. My wife is trans, male to female, so things like that. I used to do commentary stuff and everything. I'm slowly getting it off of my channel and reorganizing. But I just want to be able to relax and have a good time and let people have a good time. And so I want to focus on the art and the gaming, and if I can do more streams and have people come on as a partner with me on the stream, then that's something to explore. So yeah, I'm very interested in that. If anybody wants to do that in the future, I'm open. So yeah, but in the meantime, I got some housework and some cooking to do, and maybe mow. I'll see. So you guys have a fantastic night. Blessed be everybody. Take care. And how do I stop this crazy thing?